first drive of the football game for this offense. They set a tone, they cap it off, they create momentum to start.
And they tacked on the extra point. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So the Purdue Boilermakers offense gets to come out for its first possession of the game. And here's a guy, if you throw it in his general vicinity, he's going to pull it down. Can't wait to watch this matchup against the supremely talented Brandon Finney. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. Back to throw, it's Marshall. Under pressure. Out wide right, it's Terrell. They've got him down at the 40 after he ripped off 15 yards. Starting this drive like that is exactly what they'd hoped for. Now 1st and 10 from the 40. Fresh center downs going to the air. They're all over him. He's sacked. This defense all over him. And the Boilermakers trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Selling the fake. Rushes on. They got him. Great pressure by this defense.
And this is going to be the matchup for this defense all game long. Containing the QB speed, because he can get out and he can roll. Nice job early in this football game, judging his speed, getting out there.
Picked off. What a play to set him up. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick. This offense has it with really good field position. Dante Moore. Look out. Ball into the end zone, and it's intercepted.
QB's got to pick and choose their spots when they want to be really aggressive and try to fit balls in tight windows. Great job by the DB, making a big play, getting the ball back to its offense.
First down, he'll keep it. Surged ahead for a couple there. It'll be 2nd and 8. 2nd and long here. Option look. It's Marshall. Got the first down. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34. The offense set for a first down play. He'll keep it again on the option. Good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42. Now on 2nd down and short. Quarterback run is part of their game plan. Turning it on. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be 1st down.
And as a defensive guy, man, when you play a QB like this, that will take off and run and has the speed to make you pay, it just limits what you can do. It limits the amount of coverages. It just makes you play a lot more hesitant. And you can see right there, man, the guy's got speed. Interested to see how this defense continues to attack this QB.
Just had to get rid of him. Let's talk for just a second about Purdue. Biggest problem for schools that aren't the traditional powerhouses, getting the bodies they need, especially on the defensive front. And, David, they got a good one out of high school last week.
It's so nice to get a 3-star defensive lineman. A guy like that's got some size, that's got some potential. Again,
and he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Purdue! Looking for the tie with the extra point.
And that's what I
I think makes this tight end so dynamic. He's so dangerous once he has the ball in his hands. There's so many tight ends out there that are just possession guys, and they usually go down right after they catch the ball. This guy has the ability to, with his speed, to make people miss, and he showed it to you right there on that touchdown catch.
He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Opening play of this drive will come from their own 23. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's White. Not a lot of room, but found his way ahead for 2 out to the 26. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. Throwing more. Right side, it's Johnson. Out to the 36-yard line after gaining 10 on that one. They'll snap it from the 36. They've got a first down. On the ground, it's White. Pretty good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42.
And I like the thought process on offense here early in this game. They're giving their bell cow the ball early and often. There are a lot of coaches that outthink themselves and they think, you know, we're going to...
Racing to the right. Running inside the 20. Into the house. Touchdown, Oregon. You know they love their track at Oregon. And when the gun goes off and he hits open field, he is headed to the tape, and he was burning by the time he hit the end zone.
And they've had guys year after year with serious track speed. They'll get you the small runs, lull you to sleep, and then boom, they make those big plays because they got big-time playmakers with speed at running back.
The coverage team maintained his discipline, not much doing on that return. Opening play of this drive comes from the 12-yard line. The option, he'll keep it. And makes the tackle at the 23 after he got 10.
This is an offense that can move the sticks in a whole lot of different ways. Now you're seeing it on the option here. Great job by the quarterback. Reading the defense. There's nobody there taking him, so he puts his foot in the ground. He gets upfield, and he's got really nice elusiveness once he's out in the open field. He shows you that on that explosive play, picking up the first.
Tried to hit him with a quick game on first down, and nothing doing there.
Well, that receiver's looking at his teammates like, guys, what's up? You're not going to block for me on the screen? Seriously? No, I just lost yards on a screenplay. How does that happen?
Long way to go on second down. On play action. He's got the tight end. And there might have been trouble if they hadn't gotten to him immediately. How can a stadium this size make so much noise? You can't hear yourself think on third down here in Austin. Oh, pressure's coming. Good job just to get rid of that one.
And I think on that last play, that's an example of the quarterback trying to predetermine who he wants to throw to, and instead of letting the defense dictate who gets the ball. Man coverage, that guy was not open that time out on the perimeter of the field. Still, he gave him a chance, but that thing had incompletion written all over from the moment the ball left his hand.
Good field position to start this drive at their own 47. Here's more to throw. Makes the grab. All down at the 38-yard line and a big pickup of 15 yards there. They'll have to hustle if they want to get off another snap before the end of the period. Turns it loose deep. And that will fall incomplete, and we have played one. Boy, they tried to end the first quarter on a high note to no avail. Second quarter's coming. That's the end of the period, and Oregon has the lead as we get a look at the stats. Lots of time left, and we're ready to get back to it and open the second period. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Moore to the air. Time to take a shot. Makes the grab at the 10. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be first and goal. The Boilermakers decide to call their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. The Ducks trying to cash it in on first and goal. Beck's going for the goal line. And he shows
defense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Boilermakers have it back, and here comes the offense. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think...
Oh, it's a fumble. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover.
Great job by the defense in the back end that time. He made the catch, and he had a little wiggle room to run afterwards, but they were able to get to him, rip the football out, and that is a massive...
Ball is loose. Oh, look what I found. I'd say that's a stroke of good fortune. The offense keeps it. And wait just a second. The official's going to take a second look at this one. So after reviewing the undisputable video evidence, the replay booth has decided to overturn the call. From the red zone, it's White. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2. He's piled up 97 yards on the ground, and he's been terrific all season. And he breaks the play. Touchdown, Ducks! They are seizing control and taking away hope as they push out the lead in this Week 8 showdown. And they knock through the extra point, and they're up 28-7. That touchdown gives his team a pretty significant lead at this point.
And that's what you want. You want to start fast. You want everything to come out and start clicking, make some plays. It doesn't always work that way, but when you do, man, the energy, the crowd, everybody's into it. Now the other team better respond.
The Purdue offense heads back out to the field. There's no question this team is reeling down 28-7, and they have to find a way to get a score on the board with this drive. Quick throw, but he's not going anywhere. The defense was all over him. The Boilermakers with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Wide receiver comes in motion. Sells to fake. Just gets rid of that one.
I know it wasn't an interception, but a lot of times tips and deflections leads to interceptions. Great job by the defender getting his mitt on the football.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, back up inside their 20. And he'll be knocked down at the 2-yard line. The Boilermakers will send out the punt unit. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Sometimes avoiding disaster is the best thing. The punter just gets it out of there. Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the O. Quick give. It's White. Little too soft in that run defense. He picks up 4 to the 32. Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Moore. Here comes the heat. Trying to get rid of it.
And you must do that against a guy of this caliber. This kind of QB will absolutely pick you apart. You got to get hurries. You got to get pressures. And when you can get hits and make him feel the physicality of the game, maybe you can take that guy and knock him down a few notches.
The short hands. It's Moore. Now he's got it all the way down to the 21-yard line, and they are threatening on 1st down. Moore will throw. Still moving to his right, trying to make a big play. It's caught downfield. So close to that end zone. Almost taste it, but it'll be 1st and goal for this offense. The coach still thinks he was right. The officials say he was not. The challenge is denied, and the timeout is gone. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he's in! Touchdown, Oregon!
You know, this guy's had a big role in this offense this year, especially when they get down close to the end zone. That's his 5th rushing touchdown on the year. He's been a factor for these guys offensively.
And the extra point was good to finish things off. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Purdue will start this drive as the offense looks ready to go. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. Hold and fired complete. He's stopped.
I'll tell you, the offense might be setting up a shot down the field here. You might see them later fake the wide receiver screen and see if they can hit a tight end or another receiver running up the boundary. Keep your eye open for that.
Looking for room. It's Terrell. He locked up and held on to bring him down.
And what a great job by the defense here. First down, second down, 2 straight runs. They stuffed both. And that was a big key for them coming into this game. They want to set up 3rd and long situations. And now those edge rushers can pin their ears back to get after the quarterback. They can mix up and disguise their coverages on the back end, hoping to create negative plays and takeaways.
Punt is in the air. Looks it in. He did a great job finding some running room on that return and was able to set up the offense with good field position. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. Dante Moore, the throw. Pulls it in. It's Johnson.
Man, these plays are really, really simple. Really easy to run. I like it. Just drop back as a quarterback, see the big fella, wait for him to get open, hit him, get a nice positive gain.
They'll go play action with Moore. Fires to the middle. Out wide right, it's Moore. They're able to keep him out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 2 after the big play in the passing game. And the Ducks line it up with a 1st and goal. Run in the red zone, it's White. Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run. Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal? And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10.
In that 2nd down play, the defense, I think, was expecting pass. So you saw them come firing upfield. They use their speed. They use their athleticism. They win the one-on-ones, and they get a big-time sack.
He'll be stopped right there. They kept it on the ground on 3rd and goal, and it did not pay off. And on 4th down, they'll try to salvage the drive with a field goal. Never a doubt. Right down the middle. Well, that's just piling on. Not the penalty kind, just the mean kind. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Hits inside. It's Terrell. Finds that crease, and he's got 4 out to the 29. We're at the 2-minute timeout, and these guys really need to build a little momentum to cut into this lead before halftime. Solid pickup of 4 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 6. They'll ride him again. Pass to 6. Oh, he just handled it poorly, and it's a fumble. Defense picks it up.
That looks like a really easy thing to do. Oh, the ball's just on the ground. Jump on it. That's an odd-shaped ball that bounces all kind of crazy ways. Great job by the defense covering that thing up.
Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Throwing more. Rush right in his face. It's dropped after taking the...
Well, the offense has had their way all game long up to this point. Finally, the defense is able to make a play. And I'll tell you, after that hit, that receiver, he's going to be thinking twice about running that route again.
Out wide left, it's Bear. He's really close to that 1st down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. The Ducks come to the line trying to find a way to convert on third and very short. And he gets it away.
Yeah, and on money down defensively, you got to find ways to affect the quarterback. Nice job by the defense, getting the pressure, getting to him, getting a hit on him, and forcing the incompletion, and now forcing the fourth down.
Well, obviously, the running back has been the big story for this offense all season long. The coaches talked about this in the offseason. They had to identify the right guy in the portal to help this offense be physical, to generate explosive plays, and really take them to the next level. They found their guy. This guy's been so good each and every week. He's been able to take care of himself, stay healthy, and he's gotten better as the season has gone on. And here we are, guys, late in the season. He's in Heisman contention, and he's got this team knocking on the doorstep of a college football playoff berth.
Smith wants to throw. A shot toward the end zone. And he makes the catch, but just a hair out of the back of the end zone. It'll be incomplete. And they can't quite hook up trying to make a completion in the back corner of the end zone. Short throw to the sideline, complete, and he'll pick up the first down. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these third down situations.
A lot of ground to cover, and they need a chunk here on second down. Back to throw, time running short in the half. Wide out trying to get it in. Takes it all the way down to the 4 after making the grab, and they're set up. He's going to change things up against this defensive look. They'll go to the air. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown, Ducks! He got it, beat down in bounds.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Let's check in quickly with Holly Rowe.
Hey, guys, here on the Purdue sideline, there is a lot of conversation happening about better communication. This crowd is making it so difficult, already creating several turnovers early in this game. The defense is feeding off it, the crowd is feeding off it, and they've got their backs against the wall in a hostile environment. They've got to clean it up here to keep alive in this game. Back to you.
All right, Holly. He's down to the 38-yard line, and they can stop the clock. Obviously didn't like what he saw on first down, and they used a timeout. And they'll still have one in their pocket for what's left in this first half. Makes a connection. He's out of bounds after a really nice game, but there is a marker on the field. And the penalty accepted, and they'll move him back. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Looking for a man. It's Marshall. Oh, and a move. Right side, it's Harris. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. He's looking to throw on 3rd and short. Under pressure. Pass is incomplete, and half comes to a close on that play. And they head to the locker room. 2 quarters in the books, and time for us now to check in with Kevin Connors in our EA Sports College Football studio with scores from around the country.
Guys, kind of the unofficial halfway point of the season. Week 8 and another exciting update from the EA Sports desk. We start with Fresno State taking on the number 11 team, the Boise State Broncos. back to your game inside Autzen Stadium in Eugene.
And the Ducks will line up to kick off and start the second half. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Boilermaker offense heads out to get this drive started. Nothing went right in that first half, and the first order of business here. Try not to be embarrassed any further.
But the comeback is possible. Remember 2006, Michigan State down 35 to Northwestern at halftime? They somehow came back and won the game. But it all starts on one play, and that has to happen here on this first drive for the offense.
Yeah, the first possession, because your possessions, you're only going to get so many possessions, and you got to score on every single one of them. Offense, defense, special teams have to play out of their mind, but they have to believe.
Drops back. It's Marshall. They're all over him. Misses badly on that one.
And you thought maybe in the second half this offense could just find a rhythm, find something to take advantage of this defense, but the defense has really had their number, not putting up a lot of points, and again, an empty possession right there.
Slips through the line. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return. Gets a little bit of ground for the offense. First play of the drive, he'll look to throw. Showing the arm strength down the left side. Holds it in down the sideline. Brought down at the 20-yard line after ripping off the big play. This offense just gets a bolt of energy when they get a play like that. Now they're in the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 20. Sells the run, looking to pass. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And that pressure got to him quick. I mean, you talk about you want your quarterback to feel comfortable. Man, he didn't have time to feel comfortable. He didn't have time to get his feet set and get in the ground. This offensive line's got to do a better job.
He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here. Big play to start the drive, a little tougher sense. Now a crucial 3rd down on this drive. Fired that thing out in a heartbeat, but it's incomplete.
After that incompletion, it's now 4th and short in the red zone. Decision time if you're the head coach. Just take the field goal, or do you keep your offense on the field looking to get 6?
Now on 4th down and 5, they'll try to move the chains. Snaps it, and he has to have it. Rolling to the right, trying to make something happen. Oh, he dropped it. Just didn't look it all the way in, and they'll turn it over on downs. They spun that wheel of fortune on 4th down and come up bankrupt. Going with the counter play here. There he goes. And he gets the 1st down, but man, did he get the hit stick laid on his noggin. After that big gainer to open things up, they'll put it in play from the 40. Pulls it, trying to get the corner. And he couldn't find any room to breathe. What a great job on the run fits by this defense. They'll need a bunch on 2nd down. Pulls it and runs it again. It's a fumble. Recovered by the defense, and he's off. He's running free down the middle. Touchdown, Ducks. How about... Defense taking one back to the house.
You practice these moments as a defense, but you never know when they're going to come to fruition. But how about it? The scoop, the ball's on the turf. They scoop it up. They take it to the house. The defense takes care of business and said, offense, we don't need you. We'll put points on the board.
And he's going to bring it out of the end zone. Tackled and brought down right at the 20-yard line. Good coverage there. The Boilermakers have it back, and here comes the offense. They'll move the tight end. Running inside. It's right. Driven back. And after that run, there is a player still down on the field. The Boilermakers now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line.
Well, we've seen this offense struggle early in this game, protecting the quarterback. They went in at halftime, thought they'd made the right adjustments, but it's not looking like it right now. They're still having issues keeping this guy standing up straight. Up front, they're just getting beat across the board.
Knocked down in the backfield, 2 yards behind the line. And the Boilermakers line up to punt it away. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. He'll try to make the catch in traffic. He's brought down and he looked for room to return it. There wasn't much there. The Oregon offense is on the field to get this drive going. These last couple of drives, Jesse, have been about the defense trying to beat the D deep. Throw to the end zone, picked off.
And this guy's showing off. Hands again, understanding where the football's going. He breaks on the football so quick, and guess what? He makes plays when he breaks on it. That's 2 interceptions here through 3 quarters of a football game.
From the gun, it's right. He is snowed under, nowhere to go, and it'll be 2nd and long. Offense working from the pistol. Just feeds the running back. Defense there to stop him after a gain of 1 to the 22. 3rd and long right here. Looking downfield, it's Marshall. Can't hang on after the hit, and it'll be 4th down. The Boilermakers will call on their punt team. They're up to a half dozen kicks today. Gonna field this one in tight quarters. Coverage team was down there to corral him. They made the stop, and they'll mark it at the 39. Here comes the Duck offense to get the drive started. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Found a little crease and turned that into a productive run. They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. Kept it on the ground. Now they'll throw. Going over the top. Right into the fray, and his first pass is incomplete.
Yeah, and you just wonder if the defense now is taking out some frustration. Obviously, they've been getting lit up all over the place, and that time, they finally gave it back to the offense there. Really nice, big, clean hit. This defense needs a little bit more of that as the game goes on.
That'll get the job done and move the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 45. The Ducks come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Toward the end zone. And they took a shot on that one but couldn't make the connection. It's incomplete.
Well, you knew you were going to see it in this game, throwing the go route to one of the fastest players in all of college football. This receiver strikes fear in the heart of every defense because he's got...
Gonna let it fly. He caught it. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Oregon.
And the biggest thing is identifying coverages, right? Like, quarterback has to line up and see what he's seeing and see those safeties. I know outside with that safety in the middle of the field, I got a chance to attack and attack deep with my speedster, and he does a great job throwing the football out there, and he does the rest with the catch.
And the ball pops out. Oh, inviting disaster. Defense covering it up and not letting the offense get it back. Gets a turnover. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. They unleashed an aerial assault last time that took them right to the end zone, David.
So, Reese, with that drive, I think you've accomplished something you wanted to accomplish. Make this defense think. You've put them back on their heels. Now, shoot, Palmer, you might be able to slip a few runs in on this drive to really jack them up.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like the fact that speed kills. They've got it at the receiver position, so if you've got one-on-one matchups, man, take advantage.
Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Give to the running back. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it first and goal. The Ducks want to move quickly. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Touchdown, Ducks! Hauled that baby in and then strolled into the end zone for the score. And with that extra point, the lead remains in the gargantuan category. Quick strike offense on that three-play scoring drive. It was capped off by a one-yard touchdown pass. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Purdue offense heads back out to the field. They didn't get much done the last time they had it, had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. Tackled almost immediately. They're well short of the first down.
Great effort by the defense here. Offense trying to go wide receiver screen. How about the speed on defense rounding to the football?
They got 3 on the last pass. Here comes 2nd and 7. Off play action. Grabbed in the backfield. It's a fumble on the play. Defense grabs the football, and there he goes. Makes the catch, and he's free. Touchdown, Ducks. This defense making a big play and putting it in the end zone. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. The scoop and score. What a lift it can give to the defense. Not content to get the ball. They wanted to do something with it, and they did. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Motion from the wideout. Looking downfield, it's Marshall. Got there right as the ball did. Jarred it loose. It'll be third down. And now this offense will try to overcome that second down incompletion. Defense backing up, trying to keep everything in front. He's going to throw deep right side. Goes high to pull it in. He'll be pulled down inside the 10 at the 8. Slide as they play a little pitch, catch, and run. The Boilermakers trying to get a touchdown on 1st and goal. They'll run it in the red zone. It's right. Knocked down behind the line. Boy, he powered through one tackler, but there were more there to greet him. And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody, based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. So will the beatdown continue, or is this a comeback for the ages in store? We'll see as we start the 4th. They'd love to start this quarter off with a touchdown right here. 2nd down, gonna throw it. Left side, it's Terrell. Touchdown, Boilermakers! And they take it in for 6 more points.
And this has been a rough day for this offense, and finally, some good things to happen. Build some momentum maybe for the future. You know, that's the way the coaches spin it when you're getting beat up and you're getting destroyed. Like, let's find something for the future. Let's keep fighting. Let's keep working. This team's done that, put some points on the board, so it's not all bad.
Lining up for the PAT. Hit that one with some aggression for the point after. They put together a 5-play, 75-yard drive. And they cap things off with a 9-yard touchdown pass. He'll start the return inside his 5. He'll be stopped short of the 20-yard line on the return. They'll mark him at the 19. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute, David.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead.
Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. Across the 40, out of bounds at the 41, and a big pickup has this offense on the move. They couldn't draw up a better way to start a drive, and now they've got it 1st and 10 from the 41. He's past the sticks. There he goes. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Oregon. They extend this 4th quarter lead, and now they are staring at a 7-game winning streak. And he knocked that one right down the middle. That drive took no time at all. Couple of plays and finished it with the long run for the touchdown. From a couple of yards deep, he'll bring it out. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Let's go down to the sideline and Holly Rowe.
Hey guys, down on the Boilermakers sideline, this defense has been the star of the show today. The offense has had their back against the...
Snags it and he's open. First catch of the season for this highly touted wide receiver, and man, their fans have been hungry to see that. Now on 1st down from the 28. Fresh set of downs going up top. Good quickness to grab it off the deflection. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a 1st down at the 38. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Keeps it looking for room. Might have picked up a couple on that one before he was knocked down. 2nd and long here. They'll move the wide receiver. Wants to go up top on 2nd down. Rush is on. That one's not even close.
It's a nice adjustment by the defense here. With a big lead in the game, you're putting extra DBs on the field, knowing the offense has to throw to get back in this one in the fourth quarter. So your best cover guys on the field, and they force an incompletion on the last one.
Motion from the back. Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Pressure's there, and he gets rid of it. Another incompletion on third down. The Boilermakers send out the punt unit. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. Not a lot of room to make this catch. He gets it out to the 17, the cover unit right there to make the stop. The Oregon offense is on the field to get this drive going. Straight ahead, it's White. Now they've got a little room to work with. They're out to the 28 with a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wants to throw one first. Looking down the middle. Finds his man. It's Moore. And he was loose and not stopped until he gets to the 47-yard line. And the Ducks, right after the huge play through the air, back to the line. Drops back on first down. Now moving to his right, looking for anyone that's open. How about a little rhythm that you can tap your toe to on that throw and catch for the first down? The Ducks come to the line with a new set of downs. Snap on first down, wants to throw. Look out! And that one's too high and too wide, out of bounds and incomplete. Long way to go on second down. Wants to throw again. Oh, pressure's coming. And he gets rid of it.
Well, the offensive line has got to give him at least a little bit of time to survey the field. He had no chance that time, getting hit almost immediately after he got the ball.
And they get to him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 2. And they'll have to settle for a field goal try. This is going to have to be unleashed from 54 yards out. Just barely enough to tuck it into that right corner. And they just tack on a little more to this gargantuan lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Purdue will start this drive as the offense looks ready to go. Wide receiver going in motion. Complete to start this drive. Oh, he's got some space. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43. Big chunk play to start this drive. Now they'll really try to take it to this defense. The run inside. It's Terrell. Knocked down in the backfield, 2 yards behind the line. The 2-minute timeout arrives, and we have certainly seen miracles in college football, and they will certainly need one here. A lot of ground to cover, and they need a chunk here on second down. Looking to throw, and they need a bunch. Unloads to the wideout. Had the pick in his hands and couldn't hang on, and you just won't see that from him very often. It'll be third down.
Well, at this point, you're still trying to throw stuff up against the blackboard and see if it sticks. You're down by a lot of points, so why not try it, right? And give the offense credit. You know, you're not just going to run the football. You're not just going to take a knee and go into the locker room with your tail between your legs. I like the fighting spirit, just not enough of that today.
The running back makes the catch, but he's out of bounds. Officials signaling incomplete. Fourth down coming up. And the Boilermakers will line up to punt it away. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. Not a lot of room to field this one. Was looking for more running room, but found nothing but more tacklers. He's down at the 24. They'll get things started on this drive from the 24. They'll They'll keep it on the ground. The clock is on their side. Breaks into the open. And he will finally go out of bounds after another big gain, and they are absolutely gashing them with this running game. They were backed up, and then suddenly they weren't. They've got it 1st and 10 now inside the 50. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Now on 1st and 10 from the 35. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's White.
And the defense is still fighting. They haven't had the day that they dreamed of. You know, talking to the coaches coming to the game, like they thought they had a good plan. They'd be ready to attack and limit some of the damage this offense has done. They haven't done it today, though. They got to go back to the drawing board, figure some things out, because this wasn't a great day.
Out wide right, it's Moore. And he gets it down to the 4-yard line before he's finally stopped. A terrific run after the catch. And they don't have to go for a touchdown here with this little time left and with the lead, but they might anyway. Looking for the edge. Nothing doing, and he was lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd and goal. Motion from the wide receiver. The play fake. Right side, it's Johnson. Hit and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. With the clock running, this should be the final play. Even with this lead, they'll throw again. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown. Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. After this, it'll be a wrap. Looking for space, it's Terrell. They make the stop, and the clock strikes 0, and that will do it for this one. This is what an elite team does. They know they're better, they go out, they take the figurative sledgehammer and hit them right between the eyes.
And they just look good in every phase of the game. If I'm on the coaching staff, I don't know what you could ask for your guys to do better. I think the challenge now for this team is going out next week and trying to play with the same type of intensity and the same level of execution.
Well, Jesse, it's easy to look good on the field when you look that good in your uni. Like when